Hi, my name is Frank A. Thomas, and I had the opportunity to speak with Pastor Bryan Carter of Concord Church in Dallas, Texas, about preaching. Check out this clip from our conversation. To watch the full interview, click the link at the end of the video or in the description below. You will be blessed. So tell me about your preaching, and I imagine that you'd classify yourself as an expository preacher. So I would like, if you can, give me a sense of how you define an expository preacher and then your preaching within that definition.
Sure. I think at its base is the message of the text guides the message of the sermon. Of course, we're considering the historical, grammatical, contextual, looking at that text from a holistic perspective, and then trying to let how the text, the message of the text, guide the message of the sermon. I mean, I think that's a kind of foundational view of how I approach preaching, because that's the nature, that's the place I grew up in. Right. I graduated, came to that preaching conference, and for all manner, that preaching conference was my Bible college seminary experience. Right. I would later go off to Dallas Seminary as well and get a master's in Christian education, but it was the conference that really helped shape me, guide me, and develop me into developing my preaching method. And a lot of, as watching Pastor E.K. Bailey for those early years, watching how he approached text, watching how he, hearing how he would describe what preaching was. And so for me, I start with the exegetical work, trying to understand the passage. I'll often just print it out on a white sheet of paper and start observation, studying the word studies, making observations of the text, just working on that text. Probably for the first 2 days. I'm just gonna do heavy work, just exegetically trying to figure out what's going on, looking at the broader chapter as opposed to the verses alone, and trying to go to work to get a good sense of just the exegesis of what's happening in its particular pericope. And then from there, what I'm typically gonna do is then I'll start, trying to work to an outline, and then from an outline, I'll then get to the manuscript, and then probably rewrite that a few times before I get to Sunday. But that's, I'm going to spend most mornings from 7 to 11 every day, Monday through Thursday, just working Friday and Saturday as well, trying to get it together so that I can feel prepared for Sunday.